Hello trainers, we are back this week, and as you can see we are taking a look at Butterfree. So we did run into this Butterfree out in London Square, and do mind the city noises and sounds. I don't think there'll be that many because it is the weekend, so I always just like to throw out that warning. But anyways, before I get started with this video, if you like videos like these, please drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified when new videos are up. As I've said in the past, I'm trying to make one of these videos for every Pokemon ever released through my journey to be a Pokemon professor. So if you want to see as this journey progresses, go ahead and hit that bell. But for now, let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, we have this beautiful Butterfree flying around. I'm just going to do a 360 just to get a quick look. I love this Pokemon. The wings are beautiful. Butterfree. So as you can see, you have its feet a light blue, I would say. Yes, a light blue with the hands matching, and you have the snout where the mouth is. You have two small teeth coming out at the bottom. Let's see how close we can get. So that's too close. But so you have the two teeth in the snout, below it two white teeth, and most of its body is covered in a purple skin, and the eyes are two large red eyes covering most of its face. And you'll get to see some more facts on its eyes. Actually, the eyes are made up of a lot of little eyes, as I found out, but we'll get more into that at the end of the video, towards the end for the second half. You also have these two antennae coming out on top of its head, and I like how it's holding its hands kind of like I'm full, or just kind of being calm. It to me seems like a calm gesture. And of course it is flapping its wings constantly, staying in the air. So just these beautiful large wings on its back with this design that, you have kind of taking some of that geometry that Metapod had. But this is, I think, the first time since Venusaur that we have and we will see a Butterfree that has the differences visibly between male and female Butterfree. So that'll be covered in one of the videos. This is a male Butterfree, and we will be covering the female Butterfree and the shiny male and female as well. But if we go towards the back, you continue to have that same design for Butterfree and its wings in the back. And let me see, I think something that I want to do is I want to get the Butterfree growl, and let's get it from the front as well. So I think that covers Butterfree for now, for this one. I think we covered everything. I don't think that there's anything at the bottom of its feet. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the female version of this Butterfree. Alright trainers, so we are back and we are taking a look at the female Butterfree. As you can see, there is a slight difference. It is a difference in the wings. So at the left hand and right hand side of its body, the wings are solid black, or a section of the wings. That is really the main difference between male and female for Butterfree. If you take a look at out back, you can see that a bit more, I guess. You can see where the split happens, kind of like a droplet But yeah, those are really the main differences between male and female Butterfree. So I'm just gonna go out to the front and we can get a nice growl from Butterfree and her visiting bird friend. And let's go ahead and move on to the shiny version of this Pokemon. We are now taking a look at this very visibly, very majestic Butterfree. It is the female Butterfree, just to continue from the last one. And you can see that the colors on the wings continue to be the same. I think that the white actually, it's a little less bright, and I don't think that it's very subtle. But as you can see, the feet, the hands, and the small snout is a hot pink, which I just love. It's very nice. And you can also see that the eyes are very, like, kind of sludge green. It's very bright. I love it. I think the body just remains the same. It is a slightly darker purple, but it's still, it is still purple. So yeah, I love this Pokemon. I think that you get to see a bit more history and a bit more of my experience with Butterfree, and it's just a very sweet Pokemon. And it's interesting because I am a bit scared of butterflies when they're kind of big. So yeah, I love Butterfree, and I love this shiny. I like it whenever they're very different, and this isn't, it's not the extreme gold or something just completely left field as far as a solid color. It's a few different colors, and I don't know, I like it. So again, this is the female Butterfree waving goodbye, and let's get the male Butterfree just to say hi before we go on to the next part. Okay, trainers, as we come to the end of the first part, we are taking a look at the male Butterfree. And as you can see, what is the shiny male Butterfree? As you can see it looks like the wings are divided a bit towards the bottom half. So the area that is normally filled in solid black for the female Butterfree is not for the male Butterfree. And let's get a quick small growl movement from this Butterfree. Again, I just love the colors. I love the shiny colors of this Butterfree. It is very interesting whenever you start seeing slight differences between male and female, and we don't see that very often, but we do see it sometimes with some of these Pokemon in the first generation. So it was interesting to be able to show you some of these differences. So without anything else to say for this part, I'm glad we ran into these Butterfrees, and we will now go ahead and start the second half where we go into further research on this Butterfree and my thoughts. The official Pokédex entry for Butterfree reads as follows. Butterfree, it loves the delicious honey of flowers and has the superior ability to search for flower patches that have even tiny amounts of pollen. It flits from flower to flower to collect honey every day. It can seek, extract, and carry honey from flowers blooming over 6 miles from its nest by rubbing it onto the hairs on its legs. As nectar from pretty flowers is its favorite food in fields of flowers, it has heated battles with Cutie Fly for territory. In battle or when attacked, Butterfree defends itself by flapping its wings at high speeds to release highly toxic dust and poisonous scales into the air. If you see one flapping its wings, be careful not to inhale any of the dust. This poisonous dust on its wings is a water repellent, allowing Butterfree to fly and collect honey even in the heaviest of rains. If it finds bird Pokemon going after Caterpie, Butterfree sprinkles its scales on them to drive them off. Close examination of its large eyes reveals that each eye is composed of a myriad of tiny eyes. Trainers, we will now review Butterfree in more detail and delve into its background. Butterfree does show differences between male and female. Females have black spots on their lower wings, while males are white. Originally from the Kanto region, this Pokemon can be found in the temperate forests and jungles, and they do enjoy flying through treetops much of their time. Butterfree does create a nest, and as we saw from the Pokédex entry, they can cover an area of over 6 miles when searching and retrieving food. In Pokémon Go, they do not nest but can be found in the wild if the conditions are right. Look out for them in large parks and grassy areas, especially during rainy and windy weather. Wild Butterfree mainly live off of pollen, honey, and nectar. Those under the care of trainers will additionally enjoy Pokemon breeder prepared meals and snacks as well. This Pokemon spends time as Caterpie gorging itself on food and as Metapod not eating at all. Some researchers have found that 1 week after Caterpie evolves into Metapod, it will again evolve into Butterfree, but that can sometimes be different for some Metapod. It seems Butterfree discovers a new love for food where it now just gets to enjoy and love what it eats. And the new abilities that allow it to find sweet honey and nectar over long distances definitely help this new love for food flourish. One of the most important new physical attributes of Butterfree is the fact that its wings have water repellent that allows it to continue flying even through heavy rain. Their wings are covered in scales that allow Butterfree to use stun spore, sleep powder, and poison powder. Sleep powder comes in handy in particular as they can use it on Combee and Beedrill hives in order to steal their honey. While there is a clear difference with male and female Butterfree visible on their wings, there have been instances where Butterfree has been shown to have different patterns on its wings. This can depend on the region and environment, but not enough research has been done on this area to have a definitive answer. There are other physical differences with Butterfree that have been observed. For instance, the pink Butterfree, normally the shiny form of this Pokemon, is not pink, as we saw in the start. This pink Butterfree could have come from Pinken Island. This is an island named after the Pinken berry. This berry has the effect of turning the Pokemon pink if it's eaten regularly. There are many things like this that remain unexplored, and the more scientists, researchers, and explorers look into it, the more we will know. While Butterfree nests, they are also known to migrate, so they have a natural sense of curiosity and love exploring. Migration for Butterfree is linked with mating season. This Pokemon will form huge flocks over water, and male Butterfree will then start the search for a mate. If they find a receptive partner, they will do an aerial mating dance before mating. Butterfree can either be solitary or found in large groups, especially around this migration, or when large fields full of food are found. You will find that Butterfree are quite docile, unlike their predatory cousins, Beautyfly. While they prefer to fly away rather than fight, if threatened, they will defend themselves. First with sleep powder, but if that does not work and the attacker persists, they can escalate to stun spore or poison powder to put the attacker down for good. As you can see, Butterfree is a very powerful ally in battle. When it comes to following their biological need to mate, they are faced with a hard choice to either leave their trainer or stay and let their mate go. Good trainers will understand and let Butterfree go, but that is a very emotional time for both Butterfree and the trainer. The emotional arcs this Pokemon family goes through is very real and raw, but close to everyday life. We are not as different to Pokemon as some might like to think. Butterfree is a combination of butterfly and free, possibly referring to its ability to fly after being grounded for 2 evolutionary stages. Its Japanese name is Butterfree, a combination of Butterfree, which means butterfly, and Furi, meaning free. My initial thoughts on Butterfree were that I love this Pokemon, and seeing its journey from the start with Caterpie just really made it one of my all-time favorite Pokemon. In the past, I have always found Butterfree one of the most useful Pokemon to help me fill my Pokédex, as they have sleep powder and that helps. This Pokemon is definitely worth the investment. After all this research, I also appreciate the work and sacrifice put in by Caterpie and Metapod a lot more. Butterfree is a beautiful Pokemon, very sweet but also powerful when the situation presents itself. To be honest, normally some butterflies are actually scary to me, but with Butterfree, there is such a range of emotion it puts out that you can't help but fall in love with it. It's great to find out that it will protect other Caterpie that might be in danger, and they are not confrontational Pokemon. Butterfree flying around in a flowery field searching for food is very calming to think about. I found it very interesting that they are a bit tactical when going after honey. We have all seen Beedrill be quite aggressive, but even with that, a Butterfree will only put them to sleep when it wants to steal their honey. I love how colorful the shiny form of Butterfree is, and it was great to see and confirm the differences between male and female, subtle as it may be. I have enjoyed greatly doing further research into this Pokemon family. I love Caterpie's strength and emotional vulnerability, paired off with Metapod's perseverance through its tough, limiting stage. And the emotional growth of Butterfree is great to see. Even with sad goodbyes, one can always stay strong and remember the good times. I also love what Butterfree did to impress a mate, including wearing flashy scarves, doing an amazing dance, and finally becoming a hero and saving all the trapped Butterfree in this one instance. Recently, new research from the Galar region has come to light about Gigantamax's form of Butterfree. This is not an evolution, but we will go into differences once Gigantamax Butterfree is made available in Pokémon Go, and more research is made available on it as well. I am very much looking forward to returning to this Pokemon family once that happens. Okay trainers, if I missed anything or if you have any thoughts on Butterfree, please add them in the comments section below. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and click the bell to be notified when new videos are up. I plan to release one every week with the goal of completing every Pokemon in every generation currently released. Please follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, and Twitter. The handle is @LondonInstinct for updates, posts, and stories. I have been featuring art submissions from trainers around the world, so feel free to submit yours too. See you next week, trainers. Bye.